Hello all, we have heard a lot about vehicle design. So today's topic is modular vehicle design. Let us understand a greater level like what does that mean modular. So modular will have a different advantage of it with a different segment. So let us go slightly detail into it. What does that image try to explain us? Modular design. We know a lot of CAD modeling, mechanical modeling, vehicle design, and associated electrical electronic design. So here we are trying to think about what does that modular will help in this perspective. Yes, here we know what does this is more modular. You know, how does it changes, how can we match it, any direction, and lot of constraint to it, but it has its own way of operation. So kind of modular. So we will try to understand what does it go in a similar terms in terms of vehicle design. Modular vehicle design. This is a kind of different theory than what was there in the traditional automobile engineering. This means that we have decided, or the design has been gone to such extent that it can be made as small modules, and that subdivisions you can take it up as a independent, or you can exchange even between one vehicle platform to the other vehicle platform. So the design can be exchanged, modified. So this is called as modular. So as I just mentioned, we can make a design tradition, but we have to think it out slightly out of box or in a different perspective, how the design can be made as modular. Powertrain is the one where we have a chassis, engine, and then the transmission, then it goes to the propeller shaft or to the wheel. So the whole entire length of powertrain. Let us try to understand what will be the advantage of it when we have a modular such kind of design. First, less development time, because we don't design a single component for a single vehicle platforms or something. So lesser development time, reduction in a total cost. As we don't design too many components, we try to use as a modules or as a modular system. So we generally reduce the number of components. So even the cost can come down drastically. Reduce part cost, because there are single design made for a robust design so that the part cost can be reduced. So literally, like, we don't spend too much development cost, and also along with the validation. Higher volume, because less variant, not too many variants like a traditional way of design. As few designs cater to many requirement. Lower time to market. Earlier days we know every 10 years once it takes for a vehicle design, validation, and then release it. But now because of this modular design, in a year we can bring even 10 vehicles on the road. So altogether it's a new constraint or augmentation which the design is going on. So it is not just a CAD modeling where we do it and we can make it as a modeling, or a make vehicle calculations or a design calculation can make it modular. It needs a slightly higher level. So we have to bring control system into it just to aid the automobile. Of course, so control system cannot replace the automobile. The features of control system will help in the automotive design. So automotive engineering, basic principles, system technologies, combustions, powertrain design, everything is the core for this. Only thing is there is some addition to it. For example, in this case, electrical and electronics. So electrical and electronics basics are required because vehicle goes with control system, hence sensors and actuators, and even we should know to a greater extent what is at least voltage, current, resistance. As a designer, let it be on any stream. So this were the things which is mixture, and then it's controlled by a software. So software has its own development, but it's all combined together. It is required for a vehicle control system. So control system is essential, and this is a key element for making also a vehicle modular. So first example, let's say modular chassis. You have seen such a kind of chassis on the road where the vehicle is being driven on the road just by skeleton, which is called as chassis. Of course, this is as is will be converted into a truck or a bus. It depends on what is required. But of course, this is a skeleton of a vehicle. So this will be transported on the road to nearby areas so that it can be built into whatever is required. For example, here we consider this as a modular chassis with sub 4 meter design, which means less than 4 meter length, total vehicle chassis length. So four wheel, modular, tire size and other stuff has been taken care. And if you see left side, we also speak about engine power variation by software flashing, which means that chassis can be modular and engine power also can be modular. This is a kind of say different trend in the recent engineering. So for example, this chassis can be made it as a car with a 5-seater, for example, 50 kilowatt engine for a 5-seater. Then this can be also made as load carrier, 2-seater, because the primary objective is just to carry the load. So slightly higher power is required since it's carry a load. So 55 kilowatt engine. In Indian context, we also have MUVs or a car with 7-seater with slightly accommodated spaces inside the vehicle. So 7-seater, we may need slightly higher power than the 5-seater. So 50 kilowatt engine should be jacked up to 55 kilowatt. Of course, with some delta modular design to accommodate the 7 passengers here. So if you see here, the chassis remains the same. It's made very modular. So even you can make it a different type of vehicle just by the one basic modular concept. So this is one such modular concept. As we told, like that will be divided into different modules. Here we have different modules to take care of it. One such modules is now engine. We know in the market, Maruti Suzuki, which has a high selling models like Ertiga, which is a 7-seater, Swift, a smaller car with a 5-seater, Vitara Brezza. This is a SUV. If you just go deep into it, what does it mean on an engine front? They have different names, of course, but engine specification is 1.3 liter. So 1248cc engine is powering all these three types of vehicle. So different segments, but the same engine. Even if you see bore and stroke, exactly the same. Compression ratio, exactly the same. Turbo, supercharger, almost the same requirements. So what does it say? Same engine? Yes, it's a modular engine. Since it's a 7-seater Ertiga, it has powered by 88.5 bhp. Smaller vehicle, 5-seater, so 74 bhp. Vitara Brezza, 88.5 bhp, because it's a SUV, slightly higher power. So based on the market requirement, the same engine has been changed just by few things. Here I have mentioned saying that just by flashing new codes. So approximately 5 minutes is sufficient to convert the Ertiga engine into a Swift engine. Of course, there were lot many technologies on into the engine BS4 and BS6. So we can cover this in the engine section later stage. Next level, Fiat Linea. This has an advanced multi-jet engine, 1.3 liter, 91.5 bhp. So same bore stroke, same specification, slightly higher power. What does it mean? Yes, the same modular engine by Fiat is being used at many places just based on the requirement, just flash the codes and change the power rating, but modular. Another example, Mahindra TUV 300 and has two combinations, as 100, Mhawk 100, Mhawk 80. So 100 bhp gives, we call it as Mhawk 100, 84 bhp, then we call it as Mhawk 80. Almost all the engine specification even here remains same. Only the power or the torque slightly varies just because the engine is designed modular with the help of control systems. Of course, vehicle has different specifications and even that has been gone to a greater extent to a modular. So complete vehicle is mostly targeted with a modular concept. Left and right, Maruti Scorpio and XUV. So the left side is a king where it has 2-liter engine, 120 bhp. The right side is a powerful massive vehicle which has same engine but 140 bhp. Again, it is a modular, same engine, try to vary a power. What is important here is we are speaking about same engine at two different platforms and different segments, a slightly upgraded engine. So almost the engine is all again a modular, let it be a 3-cylinder or a 4-cylinder, 2-liter, so 0.5 liter each cylinder, so 4-cylinder engine. If you chop off one cylinder, then it becomes 1.5 liter, which is 1.5 liter engine used in the TUV variant. So here a slightly on a mechanical design front also has been made as modular, whether it's a 3-cylinder or a 4-cylinder. Even it has been reduced to a 2-cylinder where we can make it as more modular. So as almost the same combustion capability can be used everywhere, and also the simpler design time for this. Left side you can see image, blue tank or a blue cap and a black cap. Blue is for AdBlue or a urea. Black is diesel. Of course, we know an earlier stage diesel is used for a car. Now the question is why this blue cap? So when we speak about Euro 6 in future stages or future sessions, let us understand why two caps are used, why not only diesel in future. So we were speaking about changing the same engine as modular. So apart from mechanical design, the two-liter engine like we saw earlier, how can we vary power simply? Because mechanically you cannot change the power, or at least it has the same configuration. How the engine produces different power? So ECU codes goes in zeros and ones. So software is used, hardwares are used, laptops are used for configuring this particular codes. This codes goes into the electronic control unit, which has a microcontroller. So basically, as I told, engine is modular. It's capable of building till 100 kilowatt. If we wanted 50 kilowatt, we can ask it to produce it by suitable codes. If it is 70, yes. So engine is modular. So if I want a sedan car which has slightly higher power, then I can use full power 100 kilowatt. So the code A is used. What is code A? Code A is just, for example, for 100 kilowatt, I just inject 100 mg per stroke at the end of compression stroke. So it produces some power. So now if I want to build another vehicle, which is a pickup, then I'm least bothered about the high power. I want more torque, which is achieved by the powertrain, what they use it, and the mileage. So code B is used here in case, for example, 75 mg per stroke alone is injected, not 100 mg per stroke earlier. So it produces 75 kilowatt. So appropriately our system, timing of injections and other parameters related to combustion has been optimized here. So code B says that this engine can be used for a pickup for 75 kilowatt. So smaller vehicle we want to build it, then no need to go and modify or make a new design. Just change the codes in such a way it produces only 50 kilowatt. Since it is underpowered or we are using at a lower power which is capable of producing 100 kilowatt, the durability might be slightly better than other vehicles. So, but if you see here, the development time, which is a core, it's been drastically reduced because I'm just only changing the codes. Engine has been made more modular. So all components or sub-modules are made it in such a way. So here, other modular components, we can just understand what it is. For example, electric motor, like as I mentioned in an engine, even electrical motor can be modular. Even low power or high power, the common platform is try to use it. Steering system is going modular nowadays, even electronic steering. Now coming to fuel injection system. Fuel injection system also is modular. We give common rail system for few engines. If I am going to use it for a truck where mileage is important, mostly this particular main injection quantity is used. So this is one of the parameter which the code says. If I want to use it for a passenger car or a sedan car where it is slightly a luxury segment, then engine should be more mild than what is in the truck. So we will be trying to use the post injection quantity, which we know that as a combustion, it will smoothen the combustion, noise, and also the vibration. So the code A says that in earlier slides, we have main injection along with a pilot. If I want to use it for a Euro 6 or a BS6 kind of vehicle, then this particular system will be injecting, including post injection quantity just before and after the power stroke. So this is where the system is modular. I can use it for a different segment and I can use it for a different emission norms, different continents where the different emission norms are different. Yeah. So we spoke about fuel injection system is modular, then electronic control. There are also a lot of component which is now in where, for example, the ABS system, even that is modular. Slightly the vehicle specification changes, then this can be adapted by suitable calibration or tuning the system, or slightly even this more of the components, or even in this case is modular. So a lot of electronic controller are there like this. So it has been mentioned few of the vehicles, cars like approximately 55 electronic control units are used it for different purposes. Recent days, even gearbox they are trying for a modular rate so that they can be used across different tonnages or different speed ranges, so that component can be more of a modular along with other tire and the rear axle and along with the engine power. Starter motor, yes, this guy is again a modular where we just speak about common B segment cars, then the motors remain same, only the interfaces changes. So Starter motor is also already in modular status. So what we learned during this time, modular. So this is doing lot of job here than the traditional design. We are trying to think everything modular so that we can just remove a small modules and then we can move it across the platform. That's what we are seeing about. Codes, yes, we spoke about how codes changes the power. Urea, blue color cap, it's a vast subject. We will try to understand later. Emission norms, it's a part of engine. Urea and emission norms almost it's interlinked. So when engine system comes, let us understand. But at least in this modular, the injection systems and the other system makes this emission norms to be met and also trying to be more modular. Electronic control unit, we spoke about chassis, we spoke about flashing. There were even a lot of flashing are there. Powertrain we discussed, how does a chassis, engine and other things are made as modular and seats has been changed to accommodate different segment class. Electronic control unit engine family, we thought like Maruti or many vehicles has one engine but catering different vehicle requirements. So it's an engine family. So CAD design, the core of design. So along with the core CAD design, we also understood electronics is required, electrical is required along with the software to make it more modular and design as a modular design. So I also have idea to take further more session along the modular session, mechanicals, why the software is used in the mechanical systems, core and software of automobile, and how do we flash the software? Because we spoke about code sent to the vehicles or mechanical components, how it has been done. Over the air flashing, like what we charge or we flash our mobiles with or sorry, update our mobiles with the software. So over the air it happens. So similar concepts also exist in automobile till today. So emission norms, we speak BS6, BS4, BS5, and also Euro 6. So this is more about it. We will have a detailed session on it where we'll even touch upon combustions and also the after treatment system in the tailpipe. Urea and diesel, we just spoke about, and also future electrical vehicles. So we can have lot many sessions from Automobile Doctor. You have to log in and be subscribed for my channel. Thanks. Let us visit in the next video. Please like and share this video.